Yeah, my great listeners and viewers, this is 2022. Politicians are not at rest as they are running the health skelter. The ones are jam talking. I'm sorry to use that language. The ones that are saying what they don't really need to say. Well, the headline we say, come 2023, any party that feels a northern presidential candidate will lose. That is coming from Ngige. Well, politicians denying zoning, being economical with the truth. Well, Minister of Labour and Employment and former Governor of Anambra State, Senator Chris Nwabeze Ngige. Well, in this interview, spoke on the ranging debate over rotation and zoning of offices ahead of the 2023 presidential polls. Ngige, who is one of the founding fathers of the ruling All Progressive Congress (APC), among others, also spoke on institutional that the okay, rather either that the opposition People's Democratic Party (PDP) plans to field a northern presidential candidate to beat APC at the poll, and why Southeast should produce a President Buhari's successor. Well, the issue of the rotation of the prime offices of in the land, even though it is not expressly written in the constitution of our party, APC is by implication written in the 1999 constitution of Nigeria. First, I take you to section 14 bracket 3 of the constitution, which talks about the composition of government in the level at the national and also local level, state and government, in such a way that there should be no element or perception of a domination by any single tribe or a group of persons that come from one ethnic nationality, and in such a way that governments at any level is seen to have not been national, to engender confidence and patriotism. That is what the constitution says. So the wise men that the 1979 constitution and 1990 constitution took this into action and account, and all the constitutional conferences and legislative bodies of the country, whether national, state, and even local government legislative councils adopted it. And that is why the constitution formed the basis of a government at these three levels. So, in effect, we all agree, following from that constitution, that the government at any level, the legislature, the executive, and even to an extent, the judiciary should reflect the national spread, and no particular group should dominate the other. And that is also why, if they are making appointments in the judiciary, zoning comes, and also they shouldn't use sentiments. They shouldn't be biased over appointment when it comes to government issues. Flowing from this, the political parties adopted, if when they were considering those who will govern their parties. That is why when you have a chairman, you have a deputy chairman, north, and deputy chairman south. It is in the constitution of both PDP and APC. It is in the constitution of most political parties. That is also why you have zonal chairman for the southeast, south, southwest, northeast, northwest, and north central. And that is also why when you have the chairman that who comes from the south, you have the secretary coming from the north. You also have the deputy chairman coming from the north. In some places, they have two deputy chairmen for north and south. So all this put in holistic basket of power shows you that it is recognized that because of our diversity, we need to quickly have a platform for unity and diversity. In the same vein and way, when the chairman of any political party is from the southern part of the country, Nigeria effort is made for the presidential standard bearer to come from the north. That is why also there is a deliberate attempt when a president from the south has governed for 8 years for power to shift to the north, and when it is in the north, it is also, or it should be moved to the south. I don't know where Buhari is, so proven stubborn. I don't know if he has been brainwashed or something is very, very wrong with him. There should be an agreement, yes, though not written, for this rotation to take place. The question that was asked, who are those involved in this agreement? It is an unwritten agreement or convention among all politicians and political parties in Nigeria. Anybody who is telling you that there is no such a convention, none or norm or a tradition is a liar. Luckily for me, I have been old enough in this country to witness the Second Republic when this presidential system of government was born. It is also in that spirit that you see a presidential candidate from the south picking a running mate. Okay, rather, yes, picking running mate from the north and vice versa. There must be balancing or equilibrium for the nation to move forward. The constitution does not contain everything. In this constitution, it is not written like that, but there are extrapolations and inferences made in that constitution. Well, Abaribe or Ngige or thereabouts, I believe they are all Igbos. They might be from afar and they know the real problem of Nigeria. He says, I was a founder or foundational member of a PDP, and when we formed a People's Democratic Party, it was agreed that the presidency should go to the south. Somebody like Abubakar Rimi of blessed memory said no, that he must contest. I remember Chief Audu Ogbe, Chief Sunday Awoni, Chief Solomon La, and others taking Rimi to a corner of the room in Professor Jerry Gana's house, but Remy still insisted on running. Sunday, Awuniyi, who we all loved, started crying. Awuni burst into tears, saying this was not what the founding fathers of Nigeria wanted. We were new politicians then, yeah, according to Ngige. I and Professor ABC Nwosu carried Alex Ekweme's back to the meeting, so we were living witnesses to this. Yeah, well, I am also a living witness to the fact that because of that, Abubakar Rimi went and filed expression of interest and was disqualified. He came to Jos and insisted on running both. Before the casting of votes. He went around the field to announce his withdrawal from the race. And though he was left for Ekweme, who relinquished the chairmanship of the steering committee of People's Democratic Party to vie for the presidency. Solomola, a northerner, was permitted to take over the chairmanship of the People's Democratic Party (PDP) because all the presidential aspirants were from the south. They include Kwame Obasanjo Nwobodo, Gamaliel Onosode, and the former Minister of Labour under Babangida. And in our neighboring APP, everyone collapsed for a southern candidate. We had Ogbonaya Onu, we had Olufalaye, we had the billionaire from Ibadan, Chief Ari Akande. They all sludge it out there. Shikanfi and the others step down. So it is not a novel in Nigerian political history that you rotate or shift power. It is done to make stability, unity, equity, and progress of the country. If anybody coming to 2023 say there is no rotation or zoning, that person is being economical with the truth. Yes, being economical with the truth is same thing as being a political bigot or trying to play politics within your context or within the grid which is embedded in the leaders in Nigeria. That is what it is.